So, elevator girl. Kayo ako sa SM. Anong pangalan nyo? Hindi po ako sikat. Kilala kita, napanood ko sa TV. Jong Hilario? Hindi eh. Few seconds pa. Anong pangalan nyo, sir? So, binigay ko na. Lourd de Veyra.
And they said,
Hindi. Hindi. Yung dapat. Ano? Ayan. Lourd de Veyra. Hindi. Tapos, hindi ko na sinasagot. So, after a few seconds. Sir, ano ang pangalan mo talaga? Kuya Kim? Oo, Kuya Kim! Pa-picture nga, Kuya Kim. Ganon.
this is the hat.
Di ba? Tapos nag-weather pa. Hello, Kim Atienza.
The world has gone bonkers. We now live in George Orwell's 1984. War is peace, ignorance is strength, and crazy is normal. How do you stay sane? How many shows do you do right now?
At this point, three shows. But
Yeah.
there was one time I was doing 5, 6 shows.
5 or 6 shows.
5 or 6
Did
shows.
that mean that you were already living in the studio?
Oh, yes. And there,
And
the
also,
worst,
this is the first I've seen you in a long time without your sidekick.
Jun Sabayton,
Yes. I see you I run into you in the mall, you have your sidekick.
we can actually summon him. He's like Satan.
You can say, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And then
Sabayton,
Juice
Sabayton.
And then he will show
We have
up.
this weird thing where parang, okay, sila, you walk in the mall, tapos, asan si Jun? Ganon. Tapos, same thing with June, parang, asan si Lourd? Ganon. So, you kind of feel insulted sometimes na parang,
Am I not a human being worthy
am I just part of I'm just half an entity
Exactly.
of an entire totality, parang ganon.
Yeah, it's like, I guess the Beatles were annoyed. It's like, oh, where's Paul? Or,
Okay lang yun kasi 4 sila.
okay.
Di ba? Pero kung dalawa lang kayo, parang medyo freaky yun eh. Parang mag-shota kayo, di ba? Ganun eh. Yun yung weird ron eh.
Bakit si June Sabayton of all people ang naging sidekick mo?
Yung kulit lang ng kulit sa'yo one time na kasi nakakasabay mo lagi kung saan-saan.
Sabi parang, ako nila yung sidekick mo, parang kayong Batman
Hindi pa
and
nga
Robin,
sidekick,
ganon.
hindi pa sidekick. He was just looking for racket.
Okay.
So I have this segment, baka pwede ka mag-direct. Kasi you see him all the time. In June Sabayton, can direct, can do lights, can do audio. So one of those people
okay.
kasi, di ba? One time, sige, June, okay. So you direct this segment, do camera, blah, blah, blah. Minsan kasi, you've seen his abs, di ba? Nothing like gamba. Ano,
Okay.
Oo. The exact
I've
opposite
seen the
actually.
absent, so.
So, television eventually found out it was a lethal combination, ano? The stomach and the mustache. This is a very Filipino thing to do.
Yeah, it explains the huge box office success of Kita Kita. It's the mustache, diba? There's a thing. Yeah, because when I saw the poster for that movie, I thought it was June Sabayton. So wait, so Lourd Hanopol. No, what's your second name?
Ernest,
Lourd Ernest
I hate
Hanopol
you.
de Veyra. And Hanopol as in Mike Hanopol, as in the Juan de la Cruz band. How's your uncle doing? Di ba he converted to Judaism and he
di
had
ba?
like
Pinoy na Hudyo.
Oo.
It's always awkward during Christmas family.
Yes, because syempre he doesn't celebrate Christmas because the Messiah has not come.
Aside from that, walang pork, walang shellfish. Shellfish! Mga Bisaya kami!
Yeah, and also you cannot keep the meats in the same container with the milk and the shrimps and the whatever.
Hindi lang yun. Walang
see.
babae dapat
so
sa
he's-
household mo.
Oh dear.
Ganon.
So he's
Mas
cultural.
fundamentalist pa siya sa ano.
Okay, Orthodox Jew pala
But
siya.
all of that has changed. Bubulong ko mamaya sa'yo.
So he's no longer an Orthodox Jew.
Dapat,
So phase lang siya.
parang phase eh. Kasi feeling ko, if you did acid in the 60s, you only go two ways. You go like that. Or you go Pepe Smith.
Every time I see Pepe Smith, first thought that pops in my head is, he's still alive. And now he's acting, diba? Yeah,
he's got a second career.
Oo, directed by your co-host in that
Pepe
other
Joclo,
show.
yes,
Oo.
yes. Who also did a documentary where he's looking for his daughter that he never knew. That
Si Pepe Joclo?
no. Pepe Smith that he had when he was playing in Yokohama back in the 70s or something. Yeah,
Okay.
and then people don't know that. Di ba Pepe Smith opened for the Beatles?
I have the
People
story.
still remember the Beatles.
I have the story from my uncle. Because
His
they were...
band was called Titinho.
Yes. Okay. Titinho.
T.Tinho.
Parang siguro Tomas yun, ano? Or Theodore Tinio.
Yes.
Titinho. Ang idea pala noon, pag tinanong sila ng pulis, ano pala ng banda nyo? Titinho, sir. Parang gano'n. So yun pala yun.
So I want to know if Paul McCartney or John Lennon introduced him. And thank you very much, Titinho.
Hindi pa. So halo-halo naman yan eh. No, there's a story where si Pepe daw and Mike, they were in a elevator in a hotel in Japan, in Tokyo. Tapos notice nila, there's this tall, lanky dude na naka-white. Tapos may kasamang Haponesa na babae. So chichismisan daw sila. Later on, nung lumabas na ng elevator, tsaka lang na-realize, si John Lennon pala yun. So, merong intersection sa history ng rock at Pinoy rock. Na
Correct.
nag-intersect yung dalawang bagay.
So, yan, we grew up during the rock era, and what's it like, how does it feel na hindi na dominant musical genre ang rock ngayon?
Hindi ko alam siya
weirded out.
nanggagaling yung point of view na yan.
No, because everybody's putting out these op-ed things, Kesha Rock is dead, etc., etc.
I don't
It's
think that's true
hip-hop now
because
the dominant genre.
the fact that we have more guitar/music stores.
Oh, and then I read this article that the guitar makers are going bankrupt, and
It's just Gibson.
it's just Gibson.
No,
Okay.
Coops kasi yung mga yun. Tapos they had this bad marketing scheme.
Okay, so it's just Gibson. Yeah, so for if people were to go back to Pinoy rock, what are the essential albums that they should listen to?
I think dapat magtabula rasa. Kalimutan ng Juan de la Cruz. Revert to Anak Bayan.
Anak Bayan.
Simulan yung strain ng Pinoy rock na yun. Yung Anak Bayan was experimenting on different forms.
Okay.
Pero lahat ay pumapansin sa Juan de la Cruz kasi easy kasi blues. Yung Anak Bayan was experimenting on other
Who was
forms.
Anak Bayan? Who was the
Edmond Fortuno,
Edmund Fortuno?
Alex Cruz, sila Gary Perez.
Okay.
Yung ganyan.
Mhm.
And these are much more technical people
And if
than...
we wanted to listen to Anak Bayan, how the hell would we find their albums?
They're all on YouTube.
Okay. So YouTube is
Galing ng YouTube talaga.
yeah, it has everything in it. You still listen to jazz.
Yes.
So because you started your career with copyright infringing John Coltrane and then reciting poetry on top.
Oh, they found a new John Coltrane track.
Oh yeah. I heard about that.
Kinilig ako doon.
And then, what's the name of your band now?
Kapitan Kulang.
Kulang.
Mm.
Bakit Kapitan Kulang ang pangalan niya? Sabagay, hindi ko pa rin alam kung bakit Radioactive Sogo Project siya. Yung
Kapitan
dati
Kulang
mong
kasi para
banda.
siyang stoner metal na...
Kapitan Kulang
No.
Stoner Metal.
Oh, parang it's one chord that lasts for 48 seconds. Kunyari, mga ganun.
So parang it's the musical equivalent of a Lav Diaz shot.
Something like that. Tapos parang it more or less takes away the idea of virtuosity. Although may virtuosity involved pa rin. Parang ganun. There's an audience for that.
Yes. And you play at most.
Mm.
How often do you play?
At least probably once a month.
And what happened to Radioactive Sogo Project with your brother?
It's essentially the old lineup with a new vocalist.
Mhm.
Yun.
That is who is not you.
Well, it's not me. And who can actually sing? Yun.
Well, you could sing.
Ramil can sing. The
Yes,
question is, who is Ramil? Diba?
Yeah. So
Yun.
are you putting out an album? Are albums still a thing? Or you'll just put something out on Spotify?
I think EP, no? Parang gano'n. For 4 songs.
Do you have
ganyan.
enough material for...
It does not matter. Because parang for the several decades that have gone by, you record, 14 songs for an entire album. Ang papaiga lang naman dyan, 2, 3, di ba?
What is your favorite song ever that you wrote?
Wala.
Wala.
Pero, I will tell you something. I have a favorite Ellie Buendia song.
Which is?
It's called Irish Spring.
I don't even
Ng
know what that is.
Mongols.
Mongols,
Oo.
okay.
Tapos the more I listen to it, the more na i-realize ko, genius si Ellie Buendia.
Okay. And you should tell him that.
Sinasabi ko lagi sa kanya yan.
Ano yung title ng nobela mo?
Super Panalo Sounds. Tungkol siya, Jessica, it's about this band.
Na?
It's on the cusp of greatness. This band is record this album. The problem is that as much as they are great geniuses, they are bad human beings.
Okay.
May experience ka dyan. You have to remember, once upon a time, Jessica, nung sinabi mo, ito, seryoso, guys. Nung si Jessica naglaro sa mga top 10, parang ang daming mga bata na nabasa bigla ng Catcher in the Rye. Biglang, kasi Jessica Zafra. Ang dami mga batang bumili ng Pilot V5.
Pilot V5 pens, yes!
Dahil kay Jessica. Hindi Pilot V5 na black, yung Pilot V5 na violet, blue, mga ganyan.
Teka, kung nagsusulat ka ng poem, do you write on a computer or do you write on paper? Ganon. Kasi sa akin, malaking difference pag nagsusulat ako cursive or on a screen.
Alam mo, Jessica, dahil ito seryoso kasi nung nasa dyaryo sila yung mga superstars noon. So napilitan pa rin ako mag-keep
Meron kaming 10 readers.
Persado pa rin ako na magkaroon ng merong semi-mahaling ballpen at notebook.
Pero hindi mo na may miss yung writing cursive?
Medyo. Kasi maganda yung handwriting mo, Jessica
Well, you have to have gone to St. Teresa's tapos meron kang mga penmanship lessons.
Ang lahat ng mga notebooks ko, it turns out, interviews sila with different people. Interviews. Pero hindi ba yung weird? Kasi parang i-effort ka para sa ibang tao pero para sa sarili mo, hindi ka mag-e-effort. May parang ganun tayo
You have to parang give it to yourself.
Sa reading ba, kunyari, Jessica, minsan ba do you have this parang pressure na parang, oh my God, parang baso tong librong to, dapat basahin ko?
Yeah, because I have this personal quota na I have to read a book a week.
Ano yung pinipili mo na para sabihin mo na kailangan ko basahin na to versus kailangan mong basahin to kasi gusto ko to personally?
I guess because super nag-merge na yung what I want to read and what I have to read. So it's not really an issue. Ang problema ngayon, I don't read a lot of the new authors, yung mga kalalabas lang. So I tend to be completist na kung may bagong libro si Julian Barnes, bibilhin ko. So
hindi pa parang
it has to be the same names.
Hindi pa rin lumalabas parang
elitista.
Hindi, tsaka parang matanda ka na nakikinig pa rin ng Led Zeppelin all over again. Parang remastered issues, mga ganyan.
Natutuwa pa rin ako.
Pero Jessica,
pag lumalabas yung Led Zeppelin sa Thor Ragnarok, natutuwa ako.
So,
do you still read?
Of course.
Anong binabasa mo?
Trabaho ko, kailangan magbasa ng history.
So everything you read has to be connected to
kasi minsan, seryoso kailangan ko balikan ulit yung Enduring Love para sabihin ko na magbabasa ulit ng fiction. Pero gusto yung fiction na babasahin ko ulit na ma-engage ako. So babalikan ko yan.
Ian McEwan.
Kasi bibili ka lang ng Solar, book sale, mga ganyan.
Of the Philippine histories, kasi napilitan kang magbasa ng Philippine histories, alin yung pinaka nire-recommend mo? Kasi for most Pinoys, ang babasahin na namin Agoncillo kasi required siya sa school.
Okay. Ako, although maraming aangal dito ng historians, Question of Heroes si Nick Joaquin. Oo. Yung A Continuing Past ni Renato Constantino.
Okay.
So far, yung dalawang yun.
You know who's good? Resil Mojares.
Idol ko yun.
Yung Isabelos Archive.
Gustong-gusto ko yan.
Para siyang mga Borges short stories.
Diba?
Pero sa katotohanan,
My
di ba
God!
nakakaloka?
Alam mo kay Father Blanco, di ba? Yung parang The Indio. Tapos, pagbuka lahat mo ng page, walang laman. Hindi ba pinaka-magical realist sa atin?
Well, my friend Uro, who died a couple of years ago, yung plano niya talaga magbasa ng Blair and Robertson.
Online na po yung Blair and Robertson.
Correct. Kasi
Alam mo
maraming mga reports yun, mga kapren, mga kulto, at kung ano-ano.
Hulog ng langit sa telebisyon ng Blair and Robertson.
There is a story for every situation.
Yes. Oo.
sexual habits of the Visayans like Leo Abaya.
Leo Abaya. Si Leo Abaya ay Ilonggo ng
Taga Bohol yan.
Bohol?
Tarsier yan.
Ay, hindi. Iba yan.
Na-meet mo ba si Celso Ad Castillo ever?
Hindi. Yun ang isa sa
Alam mo,
mga great...
yan ang genius.
I
Yun ang
know,
genius.
diba? Na-meet mo ba si Celso Ad?
Yes. Me and my friend Noel, na-traffic kami ng 3 oras ha. Pumunta kami sa Siniloan, Laguna.
Siniloan?
Siniloan, Laguna to talk to him. And this was just a few months before his death. He seemed to be in good shape. Tapos, marami siya mga words of wisdom like, Nympha may well have been my Citizen Kane. Parang, hang on to the table, Citizen Kane. And then he says, because when I was making Nympha, I was thinking of Citizen Kane. I hadn't actually seen Citizen Kane, but I was thinking about it. O, diba? Genius si Celso Ad Castillo. Kasi he only made 2 kinds of movies, masterpieces and garbage.
Pero sa prism naman ng irony, di ba? Yung garbage ay hindi yung garbage, di ba?
I think in his case, they were garbage.
Okay. So, ano para sa'yo ang mga top 3 Celso Ad movies mo?
Burlesque Queen.
Burlesque Queen. Okay.
Burlesque Queen is a masterpiece. Pero yun nga, we can't even have it restored kasi wala ng complete print.
Pero teka i-interrogate ko doon. Burlesque Queen kasi bakit? I know sila, ang kwenta doon, nung sila Ismael Bernal daw, when they were watching the screening, paglabas daw, tapos na, meron ng best picture.
May best picture niya.
Pero,
ang naalala ko
independently, pwede mo i-defend ang Celso Ad na
ang
Burlesque
naalala ko doon, dahil nag-sweep siya ng awards sa, I think, Metro Manila Film Fest or some kind of film fest, nagalit si Broca. Kasi he had an entry, I think, Buona or something. Basta he had an entry. And then, si Tino was one of the judges. At nagsigawan si Broca at si Tino ng, bakla! Bakla! So, dahil pinag-awayan nila yung sweep ng Burlesque Queen, which they took back the trophies.
So, who was accusing whom of bakla?
Talagang stunning lack of self-awareness. Ano nangyari?
Kasi ngayon parang lahat, di ba? Ay, Jessica, bakla!
Now we call everybody bakla.
Di ba? Term of endearment yun eh.
Well, so Burlesque Queen. And then, bits of the others are brilliant pero hindi sila 100% brilliant. Like, pinakamagandang hayop sa balat ng lupa. Or, I haven't even seen Ang Lihim ng Kalapati, of which I've heard so much. Kasi sabi ni Celso Ad Castillo, he tends to make his movies twice. Kasi kung hindi siya 100% happy, nire-remake niya. Like yung Alamat ni Julian Macabayan, he made it again as Pedro Tunasan. And Lihim ng Kalapati, he made it again as Madonna ang babaeng ahas. Or maybe I have them backwards. Tapos sabi niya, yeah, but I realized that I didn't have to remake Lihim ng Kalapati because I watched it again last week and it's perfect. Diba?
Meron ka ba nakikita ng equivalent ng mga ganong klaseng kabaliwan sa mga bagong direktor?
Sa mga bagong direktor, wala pa. Although I watched some new directors whose work I really admire. So, pero yung that level of crazy, parang you're not allowed to be that crazy anymore.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Parang nakakainis na parang magka-crazy ako pero nakabulin ko pa rin yung screening
yung
sa...
crazy but not alienating crazy, which goes against the whole concept of crazy. Because it's so expensive to make a movie. So how can you really let loose?
Alam mo, Jessica, may sinabi ka sa amin dati na say what you want about Mother Lily. Pero siya lang ang may ilang urian.
Yeah, and she made a lot of great movies and she tended to make great movies kung nakalusot sa kanya.
Hindi, pero kunyari, yung Sister Stella L, ang supposedly original
which Mike
title
De Leon hates, by the way.
Sangandaan yun, di ba? Pero sabi ni Mother Lily, wala, manonood din, parang komunista Sangandaan. Palitan, yung Sister Stella L parang may bomba element kasi L, mga ganun, di ba?
Yeah, but your Mother Lily produced a lot of Bernals. And the problem is, if they were Regal Productions, mahirap nang i-restore ngayon kahit na kumatok pa sa bahay niyo yung Criterion Collection, wala nang kopya ng Say Manila by Night. Because she didn't really have an archive.
Sino yung huling filmmaker, Jessica, na pinanood mo? Parang excited ka? Pinoy.
Pinoy? I really like the work of Gian Abraham. Sa bagay, also unfair, I've worked with him. But he did Dagitab. I didn't even know what Dagitab means. So, yung pala malalim na Tagalog yun, it means sparks. Para siyang feel ko para siyang French movie.
Uy. Wow.
Ikaw, sino yung Filipino filmmakers? And I know you did the musical score of one movie.
Marami yan. Saka mga tropa ko lahat yung mga nanala ng mga urian ngayon. Mga ganyan. Alam mo, hinahanap ko ngayon, yung feeling nanonood ka ng mga Mowel Fund screenings.
Nung unang panahon.
Panahon na
masyadong madilim, shaky.
3 lang kayo o 5 lang kayo doon sa sinehan. Yun yung hinahanap ko.
I think you can still go to a screening na 3 lang kayo. In fact, it's easier now. Kasi ang indies, ang dami-dami ginagawa, wala pa ring audience eh.
Mas hinahanap ko yung walang narrative, Jessica. Mas hinahanap ko yung parang lumulutang ka lang na.
So, Kevin de la Cruz is your guy. Walang narrative, sige.
Okay. Pero hindi rin fair yun kasi may rolo ako sa Balangiga.
Okay.
So, hindi ko pwede sabihin.
Ano sa Balangiga?
Ako yung nasiraan ng ulo kasi namatayan ako ng anak.
May acting talent ka ba?
Sabi niya...
Hindi na kailangan ng acting.
Parang ganon. Oo.
Ilang shooting days ka?
Isang araw lang.
Wow.
Pero si Kevin kasi, ano klaseng example sa parang, dude, huwag tayo mapagka-author all the time. Kumuha scriptwriter. So ito yung classic example. He had a scriptwriter. Biglang, iba pala. Parang ganon. Sorry, Jessica. Mas matagal ka pa na nagkikritik ng pelikula kasi sa more filmmakers have been alive.
Exactly.
Wala ka bang
intensyon na gumawa ng sarili kong pelikula?
I'm sure meron ka.
I've written movies. I didn't direct them. Eventually, maybe I'll direct something. I don't know. Parang masyadong ma-effort eh.
Effort, no? Parang hindi lang simpleng yun eh. Na,
hindi, tsaka, I'm so used to working alone.
Totoo yan.
Movies, you cannot do them alone. You have to have a whole crew. Are you kidding? We're doing a talk show na tayo lang nag-uusap but there's 20 people in this room.
Di ba? Pero hindi ba pwedeng madala yan ng magaling ng producer?
In theory. Pero hindi ko pa nakikitang nangyari.
Di ba? May Lawrence Kasdan ka na magaling. Di ba? Parang gano'n.
Wala pa ako nakikita na nangyaring ganyan. Okay, so, this is my cat, Drogon. Say hello.
Drogon, hello.
Shake hands. How many dogs do you have now?
I have 8 dogs. They're all Lhasa Apsos.
Bakit puro Lhasa Apso sila?
Kasi alam ko na yung nanay at mga tatay ay Lhasa Apso. Pero na-freak out pa rin ako, Jessica. May mga anak sila na malalaki mga puti.
Na hindi sila Lhasa Apso.
Pero pareho sila nag-six na Lhasa Apso. Pero
baka naman meron
may anak kayong malaking
gano'n.
tatay. Feeling ko gano'n na isahan eh.
Ba yung kapitbahay nyo o gano'n?
Tapos, Jessica, naubos yung pera ko, kabibili ng libro ng Cesar Millan. Thinking that you can control your dog.
You cannot control an animal. No, but this one adopted me. Tumakulang siya sa loob ng bahay ko. So, nagre-rescue ako, hindi ako bumibili sa pet store.
Yes,
so, kunyari, pinapakain mo yung pusa everyday, tapos sumama na sa'yo sa bahay, gusto na niya.
Kunyari yan. Gawin ko sa Lhasa Apso ko yan, patay na ako eh. Pero siya diba, sabi lang niyo.
Well, he's a cat. So,
yung mga pusa ay, sorry, you have to earn their loyalty.
Well, I bought their loyalty. So. With fancy feast.
Landi,
Anong oras ang taping mo?
Okay lang yun.